the president of the Delgado Conconi Academy, the secretary, the treasurer, and ex-MLA Teoton Pereira, family of Dr. Jack Siqueira, my former colleague Thomasin Cardoz, and fellow goons. I would prefer to speak in English because I'm a little more articulate in English. My Konkani is rather difficult. You'll find difficult to understand. Neither can I articulate in Konkani as I can in English. So I hope you'll bear with me. Now, the subject for today is the opinion poll and the role of Dr. Jack Siqueira. Now, before going into the opinion poll, I would like to give a brief resume of Goa, or how Goa came to be. Now, we all know that Goa was conquered by the Portuguese in 1510, 25th November 1510 to be precise. Of course, Goa was not then conquered with the present boundaries. Gradually, the boundaries went on increasing until around 1759, they settled the present boundaries. Now, the Portuguese were the first European Christians, I am stressing on the word Christians, to have gained a foothold anywhere on the Asian continent, and beginning with Goa. Now I am saying Asian Christians because, European Christians because before that, two other Europeans had come and conquered parts of Goa, parts of India. The first, as we know, was Alexander the Great in 325 BC. He was no Christian because there was no Christianity in 325 BC. The second fellow was the one that the Portuguese defeated, Adil Khan, the ruler of Goa. Now he was the son of the Sultan of Turkey. Turkey is in Europe, and he was Muslim. So the second fellow who conquered Goa, the outside European to conquer India, Goa was Adil Khan. And when the Portuguese took over Goa, they did not defeat us Indians. They defeated the Turks. The Turkish garrison was massacred by them, and they took over Goa. This is a matter of history. I'm just pointing this out because there seems to be a misunderstanding among certain elements that the Portuguese conquered Goa from Indians. No, they conquered it from the Turks. In other words, the Portuguese were invited here to liberate Goa by Timoja or Timaya Naik, who was later on captured by the Bahmani kings and murdered. And later on, his family came and settled in Goa. And as it happens, the descendants of my neighbors in Majorda, they are still there living there. Their ancestral house is also there. So the Portuguese were invited in here because the local people could not withstand the tortures by the Turks. Then, of course, the Portuguese overthrew the Turks, and they remained here for 451 years. The Portuguese remained here for 451 years. And then came the second liberation, or whatever you call it. Now, I am saying whatever you call it because there are two aspects to Goa, to Operation Vijay. One is, was Goa conquered and annexed, or was Goa liberated? Now, politically, we celebrate 19th of December as Goa Liberation Day. But let's see, as a lawyer, myself, and as citizens, I suppose, all of us agree that whatever the Supreme Court says, whatever the Supreme Court interprets, is finally the law for the country, because we normally say, I have confidence in the judiciary. Now, this matter of Goa's conquest went to the Supreme Court in a petition. Basically, it was a case from Goa which went up by special petition to the Supreme Court, where a 5-member bench of the Supreme Court was constituted to go into this issue. It was a case filed by what some of you will know as Father Chico Monteiro, Sebastião Remedios Francisco Monteiro versus the state of Goa. It is reported in AIR 1970 at page 329. Now, in this judgment, the Supreme Court held, and I am quoting from the judgment of the Supreme Court. True annexation followed here, so close upon military occupation as to leave no real hiatus. We can only take the critical date of true and final annexation as December 20, 1961, when the entire government and administration were taken over and there was no army in occupation and no army in opposition. The occupation on December 20, 1961 was neither belligerent occupation nor anticipated occupation, but true annexation by conquest and subjugation. It must be remembered that Mr. Gardiner concedes that annexation was lawful. The Supreme Court of India holds that Goa was conquered, annexed, and subjugated. This is what the Supreme Court says. Now, whether you want to accept it or not is not the issue. The problem, of course, politically we call it liberation, but Supreme Court held that Goa was conquered and annexed. Now, that part. Now, that wasn't exactly the issue, but I am giving a brief resume of what the whole thing is about. Now, thereafter, once Goa became part of India, the question arose, what should be done with Goa? Now, India had various options, but the option that was given for finally was whether we should remain as Goa or whether we should be part of Maharashtra, neighboring state of Maharashtra. Now, at this point of time, there were people in Goa who wanted to be, some wanted to be merged with Maharashtra and some wanted to retain a separate identity. Now, once there are two different forces, there is obviously leadership that develops. Now, in Goa, the first assembly elections were held on 9th January 1963. And during these elections, the MGP came to power, as Keothon Pereira had just said. MGP got 13 seats, PSP got 2 seats, one independent, one Congress, and Dr. Jack Sikera, UGP got 12 seats. I'd just like to remind Keothon Pereira that he is, of course, the only MLA here today. But one MLA from the other camp, also PSP MLA, still survives. Gajanan Raikar, I met him the other day. So there are, no, he was elected on PSP. There are 2 MLAs from the first assembly still surviving. Now, Achyut Uskonkar is also there, I see. Yeah, 3 of them are there, yeah. Good. So what happens is, after the first assembly, the majority was with the MGP, who wanted merger. MGP means Maharashtrawadi Gomantak Party, which means Maharashtrian Goa Party. They believed that Goa was Maharashtrian. So when it came to votes, seats, they had more seats than the UGP. So a resolution was passed in the assembly demanding Goa's merger with Maharashtra. But then, as it happened, if you have to calculate the plurality of votes, the MGP had more seats, but the UGP had more votes. In other words, the majority of the people was not reflected in the composition of the House. Now, it was at this time that Dr. Jack Sikera, went to Delhi with a delegation, and they met everyone who mattered, beginning with Nehru, and this went on for a long time, 3-4 years. They were demanding that the resolution in the assembly should not be taken into account, and it was Dr. Jack Sikera who coined the word opinion poll. Now, this word actually is a misnomer in the way I look at it. You see, the opinion poll is generally a survey. If you look at our elections, there are pre-election surveys. They are not polls. They are polls, but they are not elections as such. This is a survey informal survey conducted. And the first such survey was conducted in 1824 in Pennsylvania. And that time it was Andrew Jackson versus John Quincy Adams for the American presidency. And that was the first time, and the poll proved more or less accurate. And therefore, other states started following. So from that you get these opinion polls held during elections. But somehow, Dr. Jack Sikera said that this is an opinion poll. I believe that he was the one who used this word for the first time. And with this opinion poll, he went to Delhi. And in Delhi, finally, as Keothon Pereira has said, it was Indira Gandhi who finally decided that Goa must have a opinion poll to decide whether people want to maintain their separate identity or merge with Maharashtra. Now, during this process, one thing happened. The issue was not whether, see, it was a very limited issue. I am sure many of you are familiar with the court processes. See, in a court, what happens if an accused is brought before the court? A trial is held. At the end of the trial, the judge pronounces judgment and either says the accused is not guilty and he is acquitted, or says he is guilty. The moment court pronounces judgment and says the accused is guilty, the next date is fixed for hearing on quantum of sentence. The accused is asked why his sentence should be lenient. Now, the opinion poll was something like hearing on quantum of sentence. We were already held guilty. We had no option. The option before us was whether we commit, whether we are to be hung to death, we are a capital punishment, which was merging with Maharashtra. That would mean Goa would be dead and gone. So merge with Maharashtra, or whether we wanted life imprisonment. Since the choice was limited, now we are undergoing life imprisonment. This is what is happening. Now, and when you undergo life imprisonment, what happens, you must have noticed these days. You see, even for the BJP, which is a Hindu Rashtra party, I am sure they are aware that the monkey is very sacred to the Hindus. The monkey, at least according to Charles Darwin, we have descended from the monkey, but from the Hindu point of view, it is monkeys who helped rescue Sita from Ravan. Now, Varha, the boar, it was the third incarnation of Vishnu. And we know elephant. The elephant is the head of an elephant was transposed on to Ganesh. And Ganesh is one of the most beloved Hindu gods. And in the assembly, what happened? This is the result of this imprisonment. They are saying that these creatures are vermin. And they are saying the coconut tree is grass. This is the result of imprisonment. See, you can't see properly. You see, when you are under duress, you can't see properly. See, this is the consequence of what happened. You see, this is not a laughing matter. I am pretty serious about what I'm saying. So, now we come to Dr. Jack Sikera's role in the opinion poll. I'm sure most of you, like me, are cricket crazy. All of us, somehow we go mad after cricket. Now, if I ask you, who won the World Cup in 1983? Almost all of you will say India. And if I ask you who was the captain of the Indian team, you will certainly say Kapil Dev. Now, India won the World Cup, but the captain was Kapil Dev. Now, captain has a role to play in winning the tournament. See, he has to decide in every match the strategy. When it came to the final, you win the toss, you decide whether you bat or you field. Whether you bat or you field. You decide the field placings. You decide who should bat first. You decide who should start attacking. All these strategies are decided. And finally, cumulatively from all your efforts, the team wins. And this is precisely what Kapil Dev did. As a captain, he won the cup for India, and everybody remembers Kapil Dev. But if I ask you who are the members of the team, very few will remember. Because you see, finally, our memory is focused on the captain. The others are there. They all played a role, no dispute. But the captain is remembered. And at the World Nations, they will remember India as the winners. They may not even remember Kapil was the captain. That is the way the world is. Now, we have Mahatma Gandhi, the father of a nation. Our independence struggle was long and hard. But whether we got independence due to a Congress struggle is a different matter. I don't believe that. But anyway, let us take it. That's what we are brought up to believe, that we got because of the Congress struggle. Now, Congress contains so many leaders. Nehru, Gokhale, Gandhi, Vallabhbhai Patel, hundreds of them, plethora of leaders were there. But finally, whom do we recognize as the father of the nation? Mahatma Gandhi. For whatever it is, he is the leader under whom the country fought for independence. Therefore, you see his face on every note today. He is the father of the nation. No one questions that. No one questions that we won the World Cup under Kapil Dev. Now let us look at opinion poll. You see, when the opinion poll came, there is no dispute that the merger forces were led by Bandodkar and the anti-merger forces by Jack Sikera. There is no dispute. It's a matter of record. Who can dispute that? But suddenly, see, when it came to campaigning, I was still young then. I was 12. I didn't vote. I have just hazy recollections of the opinion poll. But we all remember that everybody would say Don Panna and Jack Sikera. It was very clear. I mean, the thing was synonymous. No one could dispute that. See, we won under the leadership of Jack Sikera. Jack Sikera alone was not the leader. It was not the winner. He was the leader under whom the movement was galvanized. So these people who are now objecting to, I don't understand what exactly they are up to. It is unfortunate but true that some elements in Goa believe that the Catholics should be given no due for anything. Whatever you do, we are supposed to be thrown away. And this is one of the reasons why Jack Sikera is being denied his due. You see, he was undisputedly the leader. Under him, we fought the elections, and we won. And this was not coined by his family, not by his daughter sitting here. This was coined by the press. You see, normally it is the press or the public who gives a title. This title was given in 1967 because the people of that era knew who fought for it. Who are we to question it now? See, that is the whole trouble with us is that revisionism, particularly once this BJP came to power, everything is being revised. History is now taking a different turn. This is completely improper. As citizens, we can't allow that. We know, see, history is written by the winners. And the winners that time were the two leaves with Jacques Chirac as the leader. That is why he is accepted as the father of the opinion poll. There should be no two questions on that. But I would like to go a little further. You see, when you hold elections, when there is a mass movement, the leader gets recognized. But there are some people working at a lower level who are never seen. And if you ask me, which group of people played a stellar role in Goa's opinion poll, see, these unfortunately are the people who are looked down upon, or were at least earlier looked down upon. And these are the theatrists of Goa. You see, it is these theatrists who took the message to every nook and corner of Goa. They held theatres everywhere. And they took the message. And today I would suggest the theatrists should be called the grandfathers of the opinion poll. Because it is under them that, you see, it is they. They are the ones who took. I remember that as a child. Everywhere, theatra, kantra, every song was dedicated to the opinion poll. Every house hung the same tunes were being sung by the people. You see, it is, and in those days there was no internet, there was no Facebook, there was no WhatsApp, there was no TV, there was nothing. Communication was difficult, and only communication was the theatre. And every theatrist did that. And I would like to definitely place on record our appreciation of the fact that they played a major role. Of course, no one recognized them because somehow the theatrist doesn't get a recognition. But now let us look a little at what happened after that, after the opinion poll. You see, it is strange that in the opinion poll, people voted against merger. But immediately elections held in 1967 itself, elections held immediately thereafter, the people voted MGP back to power. And Bandodkar was the chief minister again. And it is an irony of fate that those people who voted to maintain Goa's separate identity never really got to enjoy power. And those who wanted to destroy Goa came to enjoy power. And the leader who wanted to destroy Goa has his statues put all over. And the one man who fought for and got, you don't see his face at all. You know, it is something, I think we Goans are unique in that respect. What Nehru said must have been correct. Ajib hai. We are Ajib only. See, I find it difficult. So now, see, as I have said, Goa, in the years after independence, after opinion poll, see, we did not merge with Maharashtra. But, you know, these days sometimes, just the other day I went to Kansauli. I wanted to meet some friend of mine, but I didn't know his house. And my daughters were with me. So I stopped at the roadside. One fellow, "Arey Baba, gele Saldana Ngor hai." Malum nahi. Then I take another step, malum nahi. Third time my daughter said, "Papa, don't stop, he is also malum nahi." See, the whole problem is, wherever you meet, whoever you meet on the road, it is malum nahi now. In other words, Goa is not merged with Maharashtra, but Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, everything is merged with Goa. And so the opinion poll, we retained our identity, we got our boundaries together. But today, almost, we don't see any Goans here, man. I mean, that is, to me, difficult to believe. Dr. Jacques Chirac, I don't know, the poor fellow, if he was here, what he would have thought of it. All his efforts seem to be going in vain. Now, of course, liberation came. But Goa is not the only territory to have been liberated by the Indian Army. In 1961, it was Goa. 10 years later, almost exactly 10 years later, 16th December, I think, today is 16th December, man. 16th January. 16th December, Bangladesh was liberated by the Indian Army. And 3 or 4 years later, in 74, Sikkim was liberated. So Indian Army is pretty good at liberations. But the difference is, you know, the Indian Army liberated Bangladesh and then left Bangladesh. Now I always wonder myself, why did we give Bangladesh a different type of liberation? Don't the Bangladeshis deserve all the well-being of Indian democracy? Shouldn't they have been beneficiaries of Indian democracy? Why have we left them at their own fate, man? You should have given them Indian democracy and kept the Indian Army there. Why did you withdraw it? I mean, it's strange. You have two different sets of liberations for different sets of people. For Goa and Sikkim, the Indian army remains here. And for Bangladesh, you withdraw the army. Why? You see, as I have said, we Indians have different ways of looking at things differently. Bangladesh, I still feel that Bangladesh should be with us, and they should get the same benefit that Goa and Sikkim is getting. Maybe life imprisonment, but give it to them. Now, I will analyze the voting pattern at that time to show how Dr. Jack Sequeira is the undisputed father of the opinion poll. You see, if you look at the 1967 electoral rolls, around 40% of the voters were Catholics. About 2% were Muslims and 58% were Hindu. The roll is still available. I am giving approximate figures. Now, if you look at the voting pattern at the opinion poll, 54% voted against merger and 44% voted for merger. I have rounded up figures, 53 point something, 43 point something. So 10% margin, that was 34,021 votes voted against merger. Now, the 44% who voted for merger were almost all exclusively Hindus. There's no dispute on that count. No one will dispute that. They were the ones who were asking for Marathi. They all voted for merger. Fine enough. So 44% you remove. 2% votes went waste. So only 54% votes, valid votes were cast. Now out of this 54%, the 40% vote was a Catholic vote. That is how from Goa Velha started climbing up. So once we reached the so-called Velha old conquest. These are accepted facts. So 40% of the voters who voted for, out of the 54, 40% were Catholics. And Jack Sequeira was undisputed leader before, and subsequent elections showed it. Subsequent elections of Goa Assembly in 67. He won massively his 12 seats. So he got, out of the 54 who voted against merger, 40 were with Dr. Jack Sequeira, assuming that Hindus were not with him, which is not true, but not with him. Now I am pointing this out because of the likes of Arvind Bhatikar, Uday Bembre, Shivdas Naik and others. Now these people who campaigned for anti-merger, they could get only 12% of the Hindus to vote against merger. And 40% Catholics were in any case there. So it means out of 54, Thomasin Cardoso will tell you, 40 marks are taken by Dr. Jack Sequeira and 12 are taken by all these other fellows. Then who is the winner, man? Dr. Jack Sequeira. Because these 40%, irrespective of what you say, accepted him as the leader. No one can dispute that. For everybody, he was the leader. And the minimum of 40. He probably was leader of another half of the Hindus who voted for the other side. So around 50% were with him, man. And this Uday Bembre and whoever they are now talking, where were they? And if they were leaders, how did 44% of the Hindus vote for MGP? They should have been able to pull them this side, man. It should have been 100%. They did not have their own people with them. And then now they are trying to tell us who the father of the nation should be. Father of the opinion poll should be. It is completely unfair. So if Uday Bembre and others feel, let us show what they did. What they did in the areas in which they campaigned. They never campaigned in Salsette. They never campaigned in Majorda. No one cared for them. No one bothered. We were all for tulips. They campaigned in Sangye, they campaigned in Ponda, Satari, wherever they went, and they were beaten and driven away. This is the record shows. So you could not convince your own people. And then you are questioning Dr. Jack Sequeira's right to be called father of the opinion poll. This is grossly unfair. Now, before I conclude, you see, I like to be politically incorrect. I am someone who has never been politically correct. And as you have seen, what I have spoken is not politically correct. I will even go further. See, we Goans have been told from Liberation Day that we are all one. Fine enough. Now, if we are all one, then there should have been no demand for merger with Maharashtra. If we are all one, we will have one mother, man. You can't have two mothers. There were Marathi and Konkani. It couldn't be. Because we were not one, there was a demand for merger of Goa with Maharashtra. Because we are not one, there was a large section felt Marathi was their language. Another section felt Konkani. Because we are not one, till now there is a problem of Konkani and Marathi. So we have been living a lie in believing that we are all one. We are not one. In Goa, as a result, see what happened was when Goa is a creation of the Portuguese. When the world comes to Goa, they come for that idea that has been created here because of the fusion of Western and Indian cultures. Everybody knows that. if it was not for the Portuguese, Goa would be just another stretch of territory between Malwan and Karwar. There would be no difference. So when the world talks of Goa, they talk of what has happened as a result of Portuguese influence over here. That much is for certain. Otherwise, all the tourists might as well go to Karwar or Malwan. No one goes there. Goa has been different because of different cultural imposition, superimposition here. That much is the fact. Now, and therefore, in this, the Goan Catholic has had a much bigger role to play than the Goan Hindu. If you look at the Indian Army, there have been 20 Goans who have been above the rank of a major general, 1 Hindu, 19 Catholics. There has been 1 commander-in-chief of the Indian Army, who is a Goan, General Rodrigues. There have been around 18 brigadiers and so many others, no Hindu brigadier. See, why I am pointing this out is, it is a Goan Catholic who fought for the country, who has been part of the Indian armed forces. But last year, 100 police officers, sub-inspectors were selected. Not a single Goan Catholic was found fit to be selected. This is what's happening in Goa. You check the rules. You check the list of those who are selected. Last year only, the BJP. We are there fighting for the country there, but we are not fit to be PSIs here. Now and then we are told we are all one. See, the whole trouble starts when you say we are one. If you say we are separate, because in this country, being separate is essential. You are either high caste or low, you have to be a separate group. And then the law provides reservations for you. If you are one, no one cares for you. You are washed away by the majority. That is what is happening with our people today. Today, we don't have a single Catholic MP in Delhi. But in the UK, there are 3 Catholic MPs, Keith Vaz, Valerie Vaz, and Suella Fernandes. In Portugal, there is a Prime Minister of Goan origin, António da Costa. But in our land, we are just being brushed aside. And we are being called anti-national. And I am the grandfather of anti-national because I talk like this. You see, when you talk facts, no one likes you. They call me anti-national, but no one has the courage to come and tell me what I speak is not the truth, or is what I am speaking is not factually correct. Now, it is the Goan Catholic who overwhelmingly voted and maintained Goa. But today, the descendants of all those who voted for non-merger, they are not in Goa anymore. Those who voted are dead and gone. Their descendants are not there. In my own village, when I am on the roadside, everybody who passes by, there's no other question, because everybody goes and comes. There's no one in my neighborhood, man. I am the only fellow there, all big houses. And you see, the whole trouble is, and these Portuguese also have given this window, making Portuguese passports. Everybody is running away. You see, there was a duty cast on the government to find out what's happening. On the contrary, we are being encouragement, pushed out now. And minus the Catholic, Goa will never be Goa. Goa will be Gomantak. You can have Gomantak, there's no dispute. But you see, not very long ago, the Supreme Court of India appointed a Parsi judge, and they said that the Parsis had formed the bulwark of Indian judiciary. And they are now moving out, and they appointed a Parsi judge. I'm not asking that we appointed judges, but there's a duty cast on the government when a small people feel beleaguered, when people feel threatened, when they are leaving just like that. You have to find out what's happening. Nothing is happening. We are all running away now. Portuguese passport, and everybody runs away. 3 years back, my nephew, my brother's son, he finished his engineering studies here. And he got a scholarship to study. He did his post-graduation at University of Colorado. And whilst going, I called him and I told him, Siddharth, you got to come back. This is our land. And the house, our ancestral house, is given to your father, being the eldest son. And we have lived there for generations. You got to come back and live here. And again I told him, you come back with an American degree, not an American wife, with a green card, not a white woman. And I will be raising your toast. This is what I told him. Now, of course, he is coming back. He's so far got no American woman. He's got his American degree. But the chances are he will not come back here, because 3 other cousins of mine are there. They are all in the Silicon Valley. None of them want to come back. What for, they are asking me. You see, we must make our country appeal to those of our people who are the intellects who are out, who go out. We are not doing that. We are talking all sorts of rubbish. Even our defense minister talks rubbish, man. You see, hear him talk. And it is very fortunate that he doesn't represent us. Some mischief he does, he represents Uttar Pradesh. He's not from Goa. That much is the salvation, man. He talks anything. Defense minister, he talks sense, man. So, so in conclusion, let me say that I am here because I know as a 12-year-old boy that Dr. Jack Sikera was the leader of the movement to save Goa. He did not alone save Goa. I remember the others who were with him. There was Dr. Loyal Furtad, who had differences with Dr. Jack Sikera, who split the UGP. They formed a separate group called Rising Sun, but they worked together for non-merger on the same platform, and they accepted Jack Sikera. Loyal Furtad accepted Jack Sikera as a leader. Who is Uday Bembre to deny that man? Then Dr. Barboza, who was IMLA then, Kortaling constituency. All these fellows, together with Uday Bembre, Ullas Bhuyan, they all worked, no dispute on that count. Just like all others, Roger Bini, Madan Lal, they all played under Kapil Dev and won the match for India. All of us together won it. But Jack Sikera was the leader. And therefore, he is the father of the opinion poll. On that, there should be no doubt at all. And if if these fellows who dispute that want a public debate, I'm sure there are many of us who will be willing to challenge them. I'd be there with you all. Thank you.